Hi, this is Matthew's Real Truth blog, and I'm gonna do some book reviews today. Oh, that's too bright. Now, I'm taking a class on spiritual formation at Carey College in UBC.
Is that Harry Carey or William Carey?
Harry Carey, I think. I think it's William Carey. And we had to read this book, People's History of Christianity, The Other Side of the Story, by Diana Butler Bass. This is a very good book, depending on who you are. If you, like me, like to hear the other side of the story of Christianity, Western Christianity, from the perspective of a woman author, Diana Butler Bass, who's writing in 2009, and she's carefully picking stories from church history that are relevant to today. I find that interesting. On the other hand, she leaves a lot out of a 2,000-year story, so she only picks what she wants to put in. And most of it, I think she really likes the church fathers. She puts a lot of St. Basil and Gregory of Nyssa and other patristic theology in there.
What about Irenaeus and Augustine?
Oh, she puts in Augustine, yeah, but no Irenaeus. Irenaeus.
It's not the planet.
Irenaeus, the church father.
Not Uranus, Irenaeus.
So, read it if you want to experience a very laid-back, semi-autobiographical, modern take on the history of Christianity from a Christian perspective. But keep in mind, she's writing as a woman in 2009 and trying to be relevant to modern sensibilities, gender especially, so including a lot of women in the church history story. And I think this is good as well. So there it is.
Plus it has a very pretty orange cover.
And it's orange. I got it. Vancouver Public Library has a copy. I think because the title sounds cool, The Other Side of the Story. It sounds kind of edgy, and that's probably why Vancouver has it. Okay, next book.
Is it overdue?
It's overdue on November 20th, which is not until 4 more days. Second book is called The Disciple by James Houston. This book was written in 2000 something. This book is written in 2007 by James Houston.
Personally, I prefer James Dallas.
James Houston is someone who has discipled a lot of people. He's mentored a lot of folks. He's the former president of Regent College, and he's a mentor. So he is writing his take on mentoring and calling it The Disciple, following the true mentor. Now, this could be a lot of different books, but he is an academic. He's writing this from the perspective of an academic, and he's writing it with also a historical church history perspective. So he's looking over the history from the early church till today, primarily focusing on Paul and the Stoicism in Paul's writings, and tracing that through to the Iliad and the Odyssey, the Greek epics and heroism, and why heroes were important, and leadership. And then he jumps pretty much after that to Descartes, and after Descartes to Kierkegaard, and that's pretty much where he ends off with Hans Urs von Balthasar, Kierkegaard, and a brief intermission with Thomas à Kempis. So these are the people he recommends to us. At the end of the book is Kierkegaard, St. Thomas à Kempis. Is it St. Thomas à Kempis or Thomas à Kempis? Do you know, Russ?
You read it.
Is it Thomas à Kempis or St. Thomas à Kempis? Is he a saint or just Thomas?
Am I a Roman Catholic scholar?
Okay, hold on a sec. Yeah. Von Balthasar. Thomas à Kempis, Living God, Bernard. Oh, sorry, not Thomas à Kempis. Bernard of Clairvaux. See how carefully I read this
You're
book?
way off, just like Radical
Way
Liberals.
off. Bernard of
Radical
Clairvaux,
Liberals.
Hans von Balthasar, and Kierkegaard. Which doesn't Kierkegaard have a last name? Or
That is his last name.
That is, what's his first name? Gregory Kierkegaard? No. So, it's a good book. He's a little hard to read, I'm going to admit. I didn't remember everything. But I'm reading Hans Urs von Balthasar now, and I like him. So I think James Houston is pointing us in the right direction. But I'll have to get back to my audience on this one. I might try and read another Houston book and see how it goes. Okay, so that's The Disciple.
It's helpful to want to read another book.
Third book, The Gift of Being Yourself. This is another Carey spiritual transformation course book.
Bobby Buff really loves himself.
David G. Benner, The Gift of Being Yourself. Now, this is a tough read. It's a very thin book. It's only 114 pages, including notes. Very, very short, but very challenging. David Benner is not particularly Christian in his approach. He's a psychiatrist.
No, that's not David Banner.
Studied theology.
Hulk, is it?
No, Benner.
Oh, okay.
This is the other one. This is Benner, David G. Benner. So he is concerned, as you can see, this is called the sacred call of self-discovery, and David Benner is in this chapter's hard to encapsulate all of what he's saying, but he is published. This is published by Formatio, not for Mattio. I'm Maddie. My mom calls me Maddie sometimes, but Formatio, I think it's calling. It looks like formation, but no N. So Formatio. So
it's written by an ESL person.
He's talking about unmasking your false self, recognizing your false self, a divine battle with the false self, and then becoming your true self. So he's very honest. He talks about how he's not very good at doing this stuff, but he thinks we should. And, he's a little bit funny, so it's a good read. There's some challenging things, but I think it's worth taking seriously. He's into the spiritual direction and mentoring and finding yourself, as you can tell by the title, being yourself. And then the leaves also point us to the fig leaves in the Genesis story, covering yourself, I guess. That's what I think of. So Dave Benner, The Gift of Being Yourself. Hook it up. It's a good book. Let me know what you think of it. I'm still reading it. I'm reading it again because I find it challenging. It's a little bit difficult in parts, but the reading is easy. It's just challenging. Concepts are emotionally thorough, and I feel like I'm still exploring it. So David G. Benner, Gift of Being Yourself. And that's it.